June 23rd, 2020 at 9:05 a.m. via online Zoom with 3 members present. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Board of Supervisors welcomes comments from the public during the time allowed for discussion. The normal process on any agenda item is for the chairperson to read the item from the agenda. The board is given an opportunity to comment on the issue and/or place a motion on the floor. An opportunity for discussion may be presented, at which time the public may participate and a roll call vote will follow. Number 1, approval or amendment of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve the agenda as printed.
Mr. Chairman, I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as printed. Roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Salasit.
Yes. Consent agenda. Approved minutes from regular session of June 9, 2020. File clerk of district court report, May 2020. A, general supplement fund surcharge of $870.12. Number 4, accept manure management plan annual update from Burt Farms, Site 8, ID number 59927. Annual update received and placed on file with no changes to the manure management plan. Number 5, accept manure management plan annual update from Pickard Brothers, ID number 68561. Annual update received and placed on file with no changes to the manure management plan. Number 6, accept manure management plan annual update MTM Farms LC, ID number 61010. Annual update received and placed on file with no changes to the manure management plan. Number 7, accept manure management plan annual update Jared Whitaker, LC ID number 70163. Annual update received and placed on file with no changes to the manure management plan. Number 8, approved transfer of funds. Transfer number 909, repayment of interfund loan of $10,000 from Marshall County Health Fund to Marshall County Dental Fund, authorized by Resolution 2019-004A. Transfer number 910, a quarterly transfer of no more than $612,500 from Rural Services Fund to Secondary Road Fund, but not to exceed the maximum transfer and be above the minimum transfer amount required by Iowa Code 331.429, subsection B. Transfer number 911, an annual transfer from Lost LOST revenue in the Rural Services Fund, the Secondary Road Fund, in the amount of $678,445.72. Transfer number 912, an annual transfer totaling no more than $3,317.28 from County Attorney Collection Incentive Fund, the General Basic Fund for County Attorney Office cleaning expense. Number 9, approved claims. Approved claims as audited and authorize the county auditor and recorder to issue payment of the same. The listing of claims paid on this meeting and all claims paid in the month of June will be published as part of the first meeting in July.
And I would motion that we approve the consent agenda as printed.
Mr. Chairman, I'd second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as printed. With no discussion, roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Salasit.
Yes. Motion passes. Number 10, approve personnel action. Hire Matthew Blaze, Sheriff's Officer, Jailer, full-time rate of pay of $18.35 an hour, effective June 24th, 2020.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to hire Matthew Blaze, Sheriff's Office, Jailer, full-time rate of pay $18.35 per hour, effective June 24th, 2020.
Mr. Chairman, I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the full-time rate of pay of $18.35 an hour, effective June 24th for Matthew Blaze. Any discussion? If none, roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Salasit,
Yes. Motion passes. B, change of status and change rate of pay, Community Services, Lisa Soder, full-time change of status from social worker to Community Services Director and General Assistance Director, change rate of pay from $24.79 an hour to $26.12 an hour. 90% of this is from the CICS region and 10% is our expense. The county. And Jill, would you speak to this at this time?
Yes, this is Lisa Soder in my office and has been there over 18 years. She's going to take over the local duties of Director of the Community Services and General Assistance. Her regional duties will still be under the social worker / service coordination work. So she's taking over my local county duties as I retire, and my regional duties are being taken over by somebody in Warren County. So we're kind of splitting my duties here. So yeah.
Well, very good. I'm happy to see Lisa move into this position. So
As I am too. Thank you.
I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve this personnel action.
Mr. Chairman, I would second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Lisa Soder as a full-time social worker and community services director and general assistance director. Roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Salosset.
Yes. C, hire individuals to share up to 45 hours per week, door coverage, rate of pay, $11 an hour, effective June 23rd, 2020 until further notice. Dan, do you want to visit about this?
Yes, this is for when we get ready to reopen at the bank. Just this will not be a forever thing. This is just kind of to have a person there for crowd control, see how it goes, keeping people safe. We're also going to have some questions that people answer. Have you been on an airplane? Do you feel ill today? And do you have any of these symptoms? And there's 3 symptoms there: the respiratory, the fever, and I'm forgetting the third one that Jeannie has on a poster for them. The answer should be no to all those questions. We are going to ask that they do not come in if they answer yes to any of those questions at that time.
Will we be keeping the amount of hours under the minimum so that we don't have to pay the benefits portion?
Right, this is going to be multiple individuals, similar to what we do on elections.
Okay.
We've kind of worked out a schedule. Most of the people we have at elections are retired or semi-retired people. So I don't think I got anybody to give more than 2 shifts a week. We're doing 4.5-hour shifts. So it's spread amongst, I think, 7 or 8 people.
Okay.
Which also gives us flexibility if people are on vacation or gone. We've got some people that have appointments, and some of the folks in our office will cover those types of things when those come up last minute type thing.
Very good.
What line item are we going to take this out of on our budget?
Well, that was another thing, and I haven't talked to Mary about that specifically. You know, one of my thoughts is the fair way is to spread it amongst all of the departments, kind of by the percentage of people. However, that just makes all of our budgets go over. So I am going to see what Mary recommends, if it's better to put it in one spot and just know, you know, okay, we put it in the auditor's office and we know the reason this one's over is because of the door person.
Or possibly non-departmental under the supervisors?
I'll see what she says. We'll see what she recommends to not mess things up, and we'll get a determination. We've got a bit of planning yet to do before this all really rolls into motion. The people we chose because we are allowed on elections, just on election day, we are allowed to not pay people through payroll, just through claims. You can imagine we'd have a lot of people on payroll, but imagine the big counties, how many people they would be adding to payroll. So it's something that they've done legislatively, that they can just pay people through accounts payable. The individuals we have chosen all are already on payroll because they've been the ones that have helped out in absentee voting for extended periods or went to the nursing homes, those types of things. Our delivery folks are on payroll because they've got more time in as well because it's multiple days. So we've chosen people that are all already on the payroll system to make life a little easier for Sue.
And we appreciate these folks standing up and
Yes,
stepping up and
we
doing
do.
this.
They are all, we're planning for them to wear a shield versus just a face mask. The shield protects people both directions, so that's why we kind of planned that. I'm leaving it up to those individuals whether they put a mask under it as well. They have the option to do it either way. I've got an article from the CDC that one of our employees shared with me, and it does seem like a lot safer option if you start going around different places. The individual at the gas station last night had one on versus everyone else was wearing masks that she was wearing. And I asked her about it, and she said, it's just so much more comfortable for an 8-hour shift.
You can breathe.
You can breathe. That's exactly. She said, I can breathe. It's cooler. I can see better. She had glasses on, and she said, my glasses don't fog up with it. And so it just, so we've ordered a few shields as well for multiple purposes. So I will get the clarification from Mary where she wants to put that.
If there's no other discussion, roll call vote.
No, we have to
Let's have
We
a
need a
motion
motion.
first, though.
No. Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve this item.
Mr. Chairman, I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the individuals that are going to be working approximately 45 hours a week to cover the door for us. Now let's do a roll call vote.
Okay, Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Slosett.
Yes. Motion passes. All right, we were tabled from the June 17th, 2020 Board of Supervisors meeting, the project bid award for the Marshall County Annex building renovation. Can we untable that?
Mr. Chairman, I would motion that we bring this item back to the table for consideration.
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
Very good. Do we need a roll call vote on that?
Yes.
All right.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Slosett.
Yes. Does anyone want to speak to this, or?
I
Lucas?
can some, yeah, all right. So on June 17th, we opened bids for the Annex building renovation. We got 6 bids on the project, and we have a recommendation from OPN, our architects, to accept the low bid for Henkel Construction. The base bid is the amount of $1,844,000, and code work on top of that is $321,000. The code work should be covered by the insurance claim, and actually a good chunk of the base is also the insurance claim. We haven't put the actual percentages to that yet to figure out what the exact county responsibility is going to be, but we are about $200,000 under our original estimate and budget for this building, so we're sitting pretty well for this. And like I said, we do have a letter here of recommendation from our architects to accept this bid. After we get an acceptance, we will sign a contract with Henkel, and we'll have some deep conversations about timeframe and sequencing, and just really getting down into the dirty tidbits of the whole project.
One of my main concerns, regardless of who we award this to, is time frame and getting the job done as rapidly as possible.
Yep. That will be something that I will push on this project a lot. We do have some good use for that building once it's up and going. That'll help alleviate a lot of the extra people packed into different places. So the sooner we can get this up and running, the better for county operations. Well,
It also applies to our next item on our agenda, which is possible lease extension or change.
Yep.
For DHS currently.
Yep.
So it would be a great help to have the information from whomever we choose to know time frame on their estimates on completing this project.
Yeah, I hope to have that by early next week.
Okay.
Yeah, Lucas, I've got one question that I don't remember us talking about. We probably did, and I forgot. Does this bid also include the elevator that we were wanting to put
Yes.
in?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any other discussion then at this point?
Bill, did you get an opportunity to look at the letter from OPN?
I have it in front of me here. Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I've moved to award the bid to the interior renovation project for the Marshall County Annex building to Hinkle Construction in the amount of $2,165,000.
Mr. Chairman, I will second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded to award the bid for the interior renovation to Hinkle Construction in the amount of $1,844,000.
2 million.
$2,165,000.
I guess I was breaking it down.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And then $321,000 for the code.
Mhm.
All right. And the rest was per unit.
Right.
Yeah, there's a
$1,500 per unit.
$1,500 unit cost for 100 linear feet of tuck point.
Right. And that's yet to be determined.
Correct.
Okay.
Very good. Roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Salosik.
Yes. This is a big step, everyone. So I'm excited. I'm anxious.
I think the last time we had bids and everything out for this building, the board didn't accept the bid and it just died. I don't remember what year that was, but I'm pretty sure that happened.
I see. Wasn't aware.
Yeah, I don't. That was before I was on the board, but I don't remember that. Do you remember what they were gonna do?
Jill,
Basically what we're doing.
yeah, Jill kind of talked to us about it, that she's seen multiple sets of plans on this building.
Really?
Yeah,
I was unaware of
Yeah,
that.
previous board didn't accept bids for whatever reason.
Bad mistake.
Mhm.
We have another item that has been tabled from the May 6th board meeting 2020.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to remove from the table item number 12.
Mr. Chairman, I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded to remove this item from the table. Roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Salosik.
Yes. This is concerning the property on 206 West State Street building. Ben Brackett, Ferguson Commercial Real Estate Services will be presenting a building proposal information on 206 West State Street and provide an additional option for Marshall County to purchase the building. Ben, are you with us this morning? Yes, I can see you.
Hey there.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
We're doing well.
Good. Well, so, I mean, I think we left it last that you were reviewing our three proposals in that, time between then and now. We thought we would also offer the building for sale. I mean, especially after seeing the bids that you guys had, just thought it was worth throwing out there. I don't know what your process is for something like that, or if that's even something you would entertain, but figured it was worth putting out there. But otherwise, I guess, I mean, we're probably here to hear your feedback more than try and convince you one way or the other. I mean, you know what we would like.
You
Yeah,
made a comment that
Ben,
you,
Ben, part of this, a good share of this 2 million that we're looking at here is tornado damage.
Sure.
Not all of it, but a good share of it is. And so that's where some of our money is coming from. And just I wanted to be sure that you understood where we're at financially on this thing.
Sure. I know. And I wasn't implying that. My only point was simply it is a large number, and we think that if for some reason there's an interest in staying in that building, this would, maybe it's a different way to use your money. And again, I don't know what your budgets look like or how your process works.
May I ask, how many square feet are you going to get out of the $2 million renovation of the Annex building?
Oh, the building's 60 by 60 and 3 floors. I don't have,
About
So
12
about,
square feet or 12,000 square feet.
yeah, yep.
And so you're going to be paying at, say 1.5 is the amount that is not covered by the insurance. You're going to be paying $150 a square foot or something for that building. And you could buy our building for $60 a square foot and do a $10 square foot renovation and have 22,000 square feet rather than 12,000 square feet for less than half the cost.
Yeah, when we talked about this last time, we asked Lucas and Nan to contact DHS on their space needs. You guys want to let us know what you found out, please?
well, one of the things they talked about, with COVID, our work lives have changed. And DHS is also one of those offices that folks are working from home and things. But to know whether that's a forever time frame, they don't know that yet. Vicky's Hendershot is kind of the area manager over our office here in Marshalltown, and they're thinking by later summer they're going to have a better direction on what DHS's work life may look like down the road. But at this point, we don't have any firm knowledge of what that's going to be, so we can't really change anything of what we're doing at this point.
But the short-term projections were greatly reduced in-house work and a lot of people working from home.
With their definition of short-term greatly reduced, did they give you any indication how long-term that short-term was?
If I had to guess, I would say it would at least be for probably 6 months to a year to see how it worked.
Okay.
So because of that, then we would probably, if we were to continue with the building there on State Street, we would only need half of it, at least to start out with. Is that fair to say?
I mean,
Vicky said she would let us know July 1 on how much they would reduce. The caveat to it was they would still need, most people would still need some place to come in and at least touch down and work and maybe print stuff off or scan and email back. So
Meetings.
meetings, staff meetings. So they would have still a need for space, but the amount of space is tough to say, whether it's 75, 50, 25%, I don't know.
Well, July 1st, we're less than 10 days away from an answer from her.
Yes.
I sure don't want to be making a decision today on information that we're not going to have until July 1st.
Ben, I got a question for you. I perhaps missed this, but could you introduce the gentleman that is with you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the owner, Bill Elson. He was on, I think, our last call as well.
Okay. Yeah. Thank
Sorry, I
you.
meant to introduce myself. I'm the general partner of Top Farms LLP that owns the building on State Street.
Okay.
I do also have another piece of information. I realize this is a long shot that you guys are going to buy the building, but it's a great building for downtown. It's structurally sound, and it also has a public defender, which would help defray the cost of the overhead of you being in there. So basically, if the interest on the purchase price might be about $50,000 a year for the county, public defender would pretty much cover the overhead, and you'd have extra space that you could use for future expansion of the agencies that are in there or the agencies that were in there. I understand that you have property already, that you have some insurance money earmarked for. I'm presuming that that property could still be fixed with the insurance money, and it could be leased out to other people in the community or used in another fashion.
If we start leasing property, then we have to pay property tax on it though. So us leasing property to another agency gets a little weird for us being a county entity.
Understand?
Could I ask your name again? I'm sorry, I missed it. I was typing something else.
Yeah, I'm Bill. The last name is Elson, E-L-S-O-N. I'm 6,000 Grand Avenue, Des Moines.
It's been my long-term goal to be able to bring them in-house and be under the roof of one of the county buildings, and that we're getting close to maybe getting to that goal.
Well, not only that, but we'll be having all our services under one roof.
And there's some,
From the public health to the Veterans Affairs to mental health, that's just right straight down the road, general assistance, to where there's so much crossover from all these different entities in whom they serve and how they serve them. It literally creates an efficiency in one-stop shopping.
We have infrastructure already in place in the Annex building as well. So we have our fiber to the building, and the state already has fiber there as well. How we actually provide phone services to DHS at this point is actually a radio antenna from one building to the other, and it's not the most reliable system.
No.
So having that data infrastructure in place is a huge. Getting that to another building is really costly.
I hate to kick this can down the road further, but I'd be much more comfortable hearing from Vicki Hendershot that she was going to get back to us July 1st with an answer on their space needs. Honestly, without knowing all that information,
Yeah,
to make a decision is irresponsible.
Yes, and if we know something July 1st, but I'm just nervous we won't really know something July 1st, but it's one meeting to wait till July 1st.
It's not,
It's
in the
2
grand
weeks.
scheme of things, it's 2 weeks.
Mhm. And our current lease goes through the end of July with Top Farms there on State Street.
So we have plenty of time.
so do we need to table this item again then? Is that our plan?
Until just the next meeting
next
on
meeting.
July
I would make that.
July 7th.
At that point, you're going to tell us what exactly? You're going to tell us, you're going to have a determination for how you're going to
What
proceed.
we're going to take and if we're going to take.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
If DHS is going to remove 50% of their space needs, we certainly don't want it all.
So then at that point, you'll be coming back with an alternative proposal to lease less space, and you'll have a timeline you want to, like the lease term that you're planning on?
I would say that'd be fairly accurate.
David, did you move to table this and bring it back on July 7th?
Yes.
Yes, sir, I did.
I'll second that.
All right. It's been moved and seconded then to table this item until our next meeting, regular meeting. Roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Salasit.
Yes. Number 13, request to approve special use permit from Ruth McDonald, SU 2020-001. Discussion and possible action on a request from Ruth McDonald for property legally described as, I'll tell you what, don't make fun of me on this, all right? I'm going to read this. 0684-19 parcel D, IN northwest, northeast, 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 southwest, northeast, and southeast, pin number 8419-06-200-006, This would be a special use not normally allowed under Article 3, Section 3 of the Marshall County zoning ordinance. Number 10, the above was approved by the Marshall County Zoning Commission on June 9th, 2020. Todd, are you with us this morning or?
Yes, I am.
Yes, he is. We're sharing our computer this morning, Steve, so he's kind of under Lisa Gassman.
Nice. Do you want to speak to this, Todd?
What had happened is that the McDonald's want to split part of the land up. It's been split too many times, and a variance was not allowed anymore, so they needed a special use permit to allow it. And the zoning commission met on it and had numerous discussions, and they voted unanimously to approve it.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, based upon the recommendation of the zoning commission, I would motion that we approve special use permit SU 2020-001.
And is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the special use permit SU 2020-001. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Salosik.
Yes. Motion passes. Number 14, request to approve special use permit from Linda Moore Harrison, SU 2020-002. Discussion and possible action on our Linda Moore Harrison for property legally described as 35-83-18 Lot 2, Moore subdivision in southwest northeast, pin number 8318-35-252-005. This would be a special use not normally allowed under Article 3, Section 3 of the Marshall County zoning ordinance, number 10. The above was approved by the Marshall County Zoning Commission on June 9th, 2020. Todd, did you visit with us about this also?
This is exactly the same as the previous one, just a different owner. It had been split too many times. The family wants to keep the building. They've got somebody who wants to do the farming on the farmland, so they have to split it. And once again, too many splits for even a variance, so they need to get a special use permit. Before they the zoning commission met on this and voted unanimously to approve it.
With
Very
that,
good.
yeah, with that background, I would move to approve the special use permit, SU 2020-002.
Mr. Chairman, I would second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the special use permit, SU 2020-002. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Salosik.
Yes. Motion passes. Number 15, request to approve Marshall County to apply for Iowa grants to counties. Discussion of possible action on a request from the Marshall County Environmental Health Department to apply for Iowa grants to counties. This grant will offset costs for well water testing, well repairs, and well plugging for fiscal year 2020/2021. Todd, this is also in your department here, isn't it?
Correct. We are the only county in the state of Iowa that is not part of this. It is money set aside by fertilizers and by pesticides purchased by the farmers to treat wells, either in reconstructing wells, closing wells, or testing wells. Basically, they pay for all that work that's done that the county incurs, plus an administrative fee up to $30,000 a year. And they've asked if we wanted to become part of this. I do it in Tama County. It's an excellent opportunity for us to help out, some of the people in the rural parts of the county that have wells.
All right. Thank you, Todd.
Mr. Chairman, I would motion to approve Marshall County to apply for the Iowa grants to counties.
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Marshall County to apply for Iowa grants to counties. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Slosett.
Yes. Motion passes. Thank you again, Todd. Number 16, resolution number 2020-0022, appropriation of funds for fiscal year 2020-21. Whereas it is desired to make appropriations for each of the different officers and departments for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2020, in accordance with section 331.434 subsection 6, Code of Iowa. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors of Marshall County, Iowa, as follows. And I don't know.
You don't
if
want to
it's-
read that?
I don't want to read that if I don't have to. Is that?
This is our normal beginning of the year. This matched our budget. So this is what came, that we approved our budget months ago, but this allows us to begin spending it for the new year. It's just that July 1st is before our next meeting.
It's a list of
Amazingly
estimated
enough.
appropriations, and generally we have an adjustment February-ish where we will do an amendment in case there's certain areas that ran over, we shift from areas that may have gone under to balance the book. In any event, we are not allowed to spend a penny more than this.
All
And
right.
we're not allowed to spend a penny until we do this,
Until we do this.
process. And you'll notice this, looking on the budget, and this is the same as our budget, the county capital building number, of course, is a big number because of everything we're going to be running through.
Right,
yeah.
So hopefully, after this budget year, we'll be back to normal budgets.
Won't that be nice?
And those dollar amounts are insurance proceeds.
It-
So
it's
a
a-
revenue offset.
Right, but we have to, because we spend it, we have to show it here as a line item.
It's a pass through.
It's a pass-through.
And if anybody wants to see the numbers on this, they can see that
Yes.
on the Marshall County website.
We
I
should be able
assume.
to go back to the budget meeting, it's out there, and if not, they can request it from the auditor's
Okay.
office and get
All right.
that.
Very good. I would entertain a motion at this point.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to accept resolution 2020-0022, appropriation of funds FY 2020-21.
Mr. Chairman, I would second the adoption of that resolution.
It's been moved and seconded to approve this resolution number 2020-0022, appropriation of funds for fiscal year 2020, 2021. Any other discussion?
No, sir.
Roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Slosett.
Yes. Motion passes. Number 17, resolution number 2020-0023, advance issuance of payments for fiscal year 2020, 2021. The Board of Supervisors pursuant to section 331.506, subsection 3A and B, Code of Iowa may authorize the county auditor and recorder to issue payment when said board is not in session for the following purposes. Fixed charges including but not limited to freight, express postage, water, light, and telephone service or contracted services after a bill is filed from the auditor and recorder. Number 2, salaries and payrolls. If the compensation has been fixed or approved by the board, the salary or payroll shall be certified by the officer or supervisor under those direction or supervision of the compensation is earned. Therefore, be it resolved to authorize the county auditor and recorder to issue payments for the aforementioned then said board is not in session, when said board is not in session. Be it further resolved, all bills paid under provisions of section 331.506, subsection 3A and 3B, Code Section of Iowa, shall be submitted to the Board of Review and approval following the payment. And this is dated at Marshalltown, Iowa, the 23rd day of June, 2020.
Mr. Chairman, I would motion to adopt resolution number 2020-0023, advanced issuance of payments for fiscal year 2020-21.
Mr. Chairman, I'd second that.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution 2020-0023, advance issuance of payments for fiscal year 2020, 2021. Any discussion?
This is just, again, they're approved in the budget, but it's a means for us to do the payroll and things without you all have to approve
Very
every
good.
single one. So,
Little
and again,
streamlined.
it's for a whole year. It's the beginning of the year.
Everyday reoccurring bills.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
All right, roll call vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Glossip.
Yes, motion passes. All right, number 18, please complete your 2020 census now. I know this gets to be kind of a broken record, but this is pretty critical. It's pretty important to us. So Lisa, your thoughts?
Yes, yep, and I'm gonna keep it short, but what I wanted to say is several meetings ago, we decided to keep the public updated on where we were at in the county as far as our census responses. And last meeting, we were introducing this challenge by the governor that she had put forth, the Key to the Future Response Rate Challenge. And I described that a little bit. We're a couple weeks into that challenge, and I just want to show you, I want to put some kudos out to Laurel and Lipscomb and State Center, Town, who are all, you know, up in their census responses, and we're thrilled about that. I just want to let you know too that last week I contacted the township trustees and asked for their help to see if maybe they can help spread the word in their towns and encourage the, you know, their people locally to get out there and fill out their census. And we're just going to keep plugging away and keep doing that each week.
Very good. Sounds like we're making a little bit of progress here, so.
A little bit of progress can make more. Yep.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Lisa.
You betcha.
We're gonna move on to number 19, public forum. The time set aside for the public to make comments on topics of business other than those listed on this agenda. No action will be taken on any of these topics brought up in the public forum. Does anyone have anything they would like to say this morning?
Yes, I do.
We're going to start with Nan.
I just wanted to update everybody. You know, we're looking at reopening the county, but there also are conversations being had with the courts on getting them reopened. Their kind of their dictates that are coming down right now. The last dates we've heard is court opening July 13th, with juried trials not opening till September 14th. So they're putting those out quite a ways. We are looking at trying to find some additional space because they can't do the proper social distancing in the Max building. So we may be switching things up a little bit there. So we'll have 2 courtrooms that can be used there and a couple small conference rooms, and looking for some additional space for them to use. So we're meeting again Thursday noon for that group to meet, but we're making progress there as well.
Very good. All right. Any other public comment from anyone? No, sir.
Yeah, this is Kim with Emergency Management.
Good morning, Kim.
Good morning. So I am talking with the state right now, but it looks like we're on schedule to close the Test Iowa site in Marshall County on Friday. So we got extended the first time for an additional 2 weeks. So it will have been going for about 4 weeks when we closed down Friday, if that's still scheduled. And it looks like we had about 200 people per day tested out on average. So those aren't all just Marshall County residents, but they are, you know, important nonetheless. So just wanted to let you know the status of that. I'm in the process of working with the state to get a PPE stockpile for our healthcare providers if we were to get another surge of COVID-19 this fall or even sooner. That's not for daily use, only for emergencies. So kind of like we had this spring when everyone could not get their orders in. So working on that, Lucas and the sheriff are working on finding a place to do that storage. It'll probably be here at the sheriff's office so that I have access to it when we do need to grab that for our healthcare providers. The EMPG supplemental, I know I've discussed that with my commission, but it was an additional grant that I applied for. Some counties did not. Looks like we are able to get around $11,000 for that, which will go towards a match with our local and then also possible match from the state. So making that almost a $30,000 benefit for us so that we can put some IT upgrades into our training room / EOC, making things easier for the virtual EOC, like we found out, like we're doing right now. We need that virtual use. And so that's something that was talked about before, upgrading that EOC, but we did not get a grant for it this time around. Since it is working on the virtual side of things, it did qualify. So I'll be working with IT and again, Lucas on that very soon, because we need to start our process. I know I've been talking to James, and it's tough to get a hold of any equipment right now, but I'm going to do the best. We have from June 30th until July 1 next year to complete that project. I think that's it. So just wanted to kind of update you on what's been going on. It's been, like you guys, been staying busy, but we hope to have a little bit of a respite in between another surge. So hopefully we don't see that surge, but that's what we're planning for.
Well, thank you very much, Kim. Kim, are there still other testing sites open in Iowa yet? Are there some of the other counties that were kind of considered hot spots?
Yeah, they and they don't move them necessarily to a hot spot. It's just kind of moving them around to be convenient for others that can't travel. So there isn't a specific reason why they're in a certain county, although that's how it started out initially. So they are moving it around. I know that they are closing a few and reopening, but they do post all those on the Iowa Department of Public Health COVID website. And so people can go on, and when they do sign up to be tested, they can see those different sites and choose what works for them best. So yeah, it's been a lot more convenient, I think, for people that didn't have to travel initially. Just having it in Polk County or having it, Sioux Center, Sioux City, that was not convenient for those that were in central Iowa and couldn't travel. So yeah, I think it's been working out well, other than a little bit of lightning yesterday. We shut down for a little while to keep everyone safe in that tent. The college has been great to work with as usual, and we're working on finding out positively that we will be closing down on Friday. I should get word from the governor's office here very soon.
Very good. Thank you, Kim, and thank you to the college for helping out in this project. So,
Paul, are you online?
Paul was here a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Could you give us an update on any road closures or anything we've got out in the county from all the rain, please?
The only thing we have that's closed is the 1,000 mile of Taylor. They've got some pretty good sized rain up there in that corner of the county, right in that Beeman Conrad area. And there's just a really large flat field that drains. It's such a low road that we have two, 24-inch culverts, I think they are up there. And it didn't come across the road, but it washed out the ends of both of those pipes. So we just have to get those repaired. We probably won't be able to get to them until later this week, maybe Thursday. That's the only thing we have for any closures.
Okay, thank you.
anyone else yet would like to speak up during public forum? Well, if none, I would move for adjournment here. The next regular session is July 7th, 2020 at 9:05 a.m. All business to be acted upon at that session should be submitted to the county auditor and recorder's office at or the Board of Supervisors office by Wednesday, July 1, 2020, due to the holiday at 1:00 p.m. There being no further business to come before the board, the meeting is adjourned at
9:54.
9:54 a.m. Thank you all for participating.